I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Gets more cold this time of year. Sun is hidden far from here. I wonder how I might atone. It's been a year since I left home. The wind is blowing faster now. I'm searching though I don't know how. There was a time I used to know. I lost my bearings long ago. And all this time, well, it's my imagination, my fading inspiration that dances in my mind, and it's a crime. Only my imagination, my own interpretation should lead me down this road, and I know where to go. To find my travels as you can.
Define those travels as you can. And boy, is that ever appropriate for the game that we've got going on today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Goglings, Goglites, Gogorifics, Gog Peoples. Welcome to episode 204 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Eleron. This is the show that we do every Tuesday afternoon from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, where we focus on story and narrative in games. And boy, that is not. I can't think of anything more appropriate than to talk about when it comes to this game, which is so drawn by not just film, but also literature, and which has had such a profound effect on the landscape. And so I'm going to pop that up so we can see that's there, and then I'm going to pop up Blau, myself. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you all. It is a great pleasure to be here, especially today for the release stream of Blade Runner on GOG.com. Surprise! I have actually known about this, I have to say, for at least 2 weeks, because I was approached by our incredible, talented, awesome stream leader, Pyron Jade, who basically said that she had heard that it was likely that GOG.com was going to eventually, that they had gotten this game after a long time of trying to track it down. Thank you very much, Coven Guy, for the resub. I appreciate it. Welcome back. And she had told me that they had been trying to work on this for a long time, and after having a chance to work on it a long time, they'd gotten the game, and that she wanted me to do the release of it, and that she also wanted me to, like, I couldn't tell anybody at all. Like, I mean, you know, obviously, other than my wife, because, you know, but other than that, I couldn't tell anybody. And man, I have been sitting on this game because, of course, this is a big deal. It's not just a big deal because of the nature of the film itself, right? Because of the nature of the impact that Blade Runner and its proximate cause work of literature, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's a big deal because, as Kilgore just said, this is considered one of the great adventure games ever made. I have actually played the first probably 7th or 8th of it, I would say, on my own channel, but I had to do it through a variety of factors, all legal, but I had to do it through a variety of factors to get it working properly, because it was not easy to get it working until now. But GOG.com has worked its usual magic, and so we have managed to get this. And I remember when we revealed this morning, people were just kind of like, you got what game? And we're like, yeah, what's up? It's why you ride with GOG.com, baby. But congratulations to them for getting this, and congratulations for all of you for being here to watch this. So I'm going to be doing the release stream of this tonight, and I'll be going for a few hours. I don't have anyone after me, but I do have on my own channel, I've got something coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is that I'm going to be doing a Christmas Carol, which we do every year with my voice acting team, the Our Vocalists. So I hope, it's one of my favorite stories ever, and I hope you folks folks will stop by for that, which is going to be on my channel. But I don't have to stop immediately at 7 o'clock if we run a little bit over, which is good because I'll have a chance to talk about this game in more detail. I'm also happy to mention that Mr. Kilgore Trout, who is in chat, will be doing a series of this game. So we're going to be doing Blade Runner. I'm going to be doing a release stream of it today, and then Kilgore is going to be doing the series of it starting on Thursday. So you are going to get plenty of Blade Runner if you were looking for this, which is super excited. And yes, there are multiple different endings that Kilgore's been able to do. There's just a lot of strength to this. One of the great works that originally came out from Westwood, I believe, Entertainment. But before we get to the game, I do want to talk about two things that are important here. Because one of the reasons that Pyron wanted me to do this is the fact that she knows that my day job, as it were, so I am an author, I'm also a college professor, and I teach courses in science fiction. And one of the books that I teach, and in fact just taught, was this book by Philip K. Dick, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And this, of course, was the inspiration for Blade Runner. Blade Runner is loosely based on this book. There are similarities. Rick Deckard is the main character in both of them, played by Harrison Ford, of course, in the film. I'll talk about the film in a minute. And then in here, this Rick Deckard is also a bounty hunter who's trying to retire. In the book, it's Andes or androids. In the film, it's replicants, but the same idea. The stories themselves diverge between book and film fairly substantially at times. The film emphasizes different things, but there's a great deal of work that's placed on the style of it. And the thing that I want to point about this book, which is significant, that really makes a huge difference, is this book was a profoundly influential book, as was the work of many books by Philip K. Dick, in terms of the way that we envisioned what the future would look like. If you were to look at a science fiction dystopia, I think our modern conception of science fiction dystopia is really rendered by this book. A lot of people think about movies like The Matrix and, even games like Cyberpunk 2077 and all that. Branding. A lot of people think of those as coming directly from things like William Gibson's Neuromancer. And although that was a profoundly influential book also Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson, this book, I think, arguably is the granddaddy of them all, because this is the one that really got us to start thinking a little bit about the implications of what a modern sort of dystopian landscape of Los Angeles would actually look like. So there's not Los Angeles, San Francisco in here. So there's a lot of extraordinary stuff that's done here to kind of render possibilities moving forward. The other thing, of course, is that I always teach this book alongside Isaac Asimov's I, Robot, because both of them took a very different look at the way that artificial intelligence would be rendered. In I, Robot by Isaac Asimov, there's a lot of focus on the positives about how robots will provide all these things to humanity, about how robots will not go rogue the way that every other science fiction story seems to think that they will lose it and take over and we'll just have to say hi to our robot overlords. Asimov said that wouldn't happen. In this book, however, the argument is not made counteractive to it. It's not to say that androids will take over. It's that androids are as complicated and complex as humans are. And one of the reasons I think this was such a powerful ground for the film and then eventually the game is the fact that it does not reduce these things to their simplest areas. It doesn't say robots good, humans bad, humans good, robots bad. It doesn't reduce it that way. Part of what's going on in this book is Rick Deckard experiencing the process of empathy, which is the most important thing in this society, empathy, and how we can empathize with each other, because this is set after World War III, World War Terminus, and so there's a lot of sort of empathy was clearly lacking, and so people are now trying to get it back. And so how in this irradiated landscape, which is mostly deserted because most people have moved to Mars, how is it that you will be able to somehow find love and care, and particularly care for each other? And that's all about empathy. And so empathy really in this book is established by the sort of rendering of these creatures. You discover that you're an android by giving them what's called the Voight-Kampff test to see whether they have empathy or not. The problem is that people like Rick Deckard often come across as just as, if not less, empathetic than the androids themselves. So there's a great deal of a lot of both of these things kind of going on in this book. This book is tremendous, and I highly recommend it, even if you've seen Blade Runner. If you haven't read this book, this is its own thing. It's its own animal, and it's powerful and important, and you should definitely check it out. And that, of course, eventually gave rise to Ridley Scott's masterpiece, Blade Runner. Now, one of the interesting things about Blade Runner is that when it first came out, it was not widely considered to be this overwhelming masterpiece initially. A lot of people at the time said, "Oh my God, Coven guy with the sub bomb." Coven Guy with 1, 2, 5 tier 1 subs. Wow. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Coven Guys, so much, and welcome everybody who are the new subs. Thanks, man. Coven is like super, super generous. So thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Thank you. Welcome to the DRM Free community, everybody. Thank you, sir. So, let's see. That's the third one. What was I saying? I was talking about this. Oh, yes, I was talking about the movie. So when the movie came out, when Blade Runner comes out, this movie is its own cultural icon, its own cultural touchstone, mostly because of the style in which it is filmed. First of all, it got a lot of great actors on board to begin with. Of course, Harrison Ford. There we go. Harrison Ford plays the main role. He plays Rick Deckard. He's brilliant, as you might expect, because it's Harrison Ford. But there's a lot of other brilliant stuff in here. Edward James Olmos, who plays his supervising police commander. You've got Daryl Hannah in this, who plays one of the androids. You've got Rutger Hauer in this. And of course, famously in this movie, Rutger Hauer renders one of the great, and I mean great monologues of all time, most of which was not scripted. And that's, if you were paying attention at the very beginning, I did that little tag where it says, "I've seen things you people wouldn't believe," because he's playing Roy Batty, one of the androids called replicants in the movie. Absolutely extraordinary. And it was really, he never did a better performance. And he said it as much, that it was his best performance. Oh yeah, Sean Young. And yeah, no. There's lots of, I mean, believe me, I know there's other ones, but those are the ones that always stand out to me. Edward James Olmos, Harrison Ford, Daryl Hannah, and Rutger Hauer. And they are just absolutely brilliant. And this also went through multiple cuts. And as Dimension Dude just pointed out, the original theatrical release had narration, and as he says, required more of a film noir feel. And I think Philip K. Dick intended it to have a film noir feel. I'm not sure if Ridley Scott did, though. And so this that I have right here is the, quote, final cut out of multiple cuts that was supposed to render his actual image. The thing I want to note about this is that this, more than any other movie, profoundly gave us a sense of what the cyberpunk landscape would look like. Visually, this movie is absolutely brilliant. Just brilliant, from the design of the hover cars to the look of the androids to the look of a neon and chromish kind of, post-apocalypse, West Coast, with the Asiatic influences and just numerous examples of this. This is its own kind of visual panoply, and it's deeply stylish. It's sort of intended to be that way. So if you go into it just sort of like marveling, filmmakers have cut their teeth learning what the hell it was that Ridley Scott was doing in watching this. And so you have these two incredibly influential, iconic book, incredibly influential, iconic film, influenced by each other, but not, ultimately sort of the same thing, right? They made their own same thing. And that leads us, of course, to Blade Runner, the game itself. And just like its two source material sources, Blade Runner, the game, also wanted to be its own animal. It wanted to capture a lot of what the film was able to represent, for sure, but it also wanted to strike out and do its own thing. And so it is extremely ambitious. One of the reasons that it wasn't able to produce stuff before, that GOG Comment took a while, is that they didn't even know for a while where the source code was for this. They didn't know, where all of the details were about this. The engine, as you point out, Sevs, was written. The Voxels engine is kind of unique as well. And so this was a game which itself is very influential on later adventure games. So you really have here, the only example I can think of, 3 separate independent cultural artifacts, right? Book, profoundly powerful in literature, in speculative literature. Movie, profoundly powerful in science fiction, film, and cinema in general. And last but certainly not least, the game, which had a profound effect on adventure game design. So all of that really kind of comes together nicely in this. And so it's pretty extraordinary. So I am going to be happy to, as we go through this, talk a little bit about my own experience. Now, I will fully admit, I have, of course, seen Blade Runner, but I am by no means an expert, okay? I am an expert on this because I teach it all the time. So this one I know a whole lot about. This one I've seen and know something about. And the game, I must say, of all the things, I know the least about the game, although fortunately I have played it on my own channel, so I do not have to feel silly about it, because I did actually play a fair bit of it in the past, but I've not had a chance to play it since then. This is rendered through ScumVM. Long may it rain. And it works. One of the things I was doing was making sure that I set it up to get it technically working beforehand. And so I'm going to be doing that as well. Oh, Sevs is one of the ScumVM team leaders. Oh, I did not know that. Well, welcome in, Sevs. Welcome, welcome. I mean, you guys did a tremendous job from what I can tell. I am going to launch this, and I'm going to have to make adjustments to the audio. Obviously, I couldn't do that until I knew how you folks were going to, how it was going to come across. So let's get into this. The entire team is here. So thank you from me for rendering this game and allowing us to have access to it, allowing GOG to have access to it. You guys did a tremendous job from what I can see. I will do the best I can as I'm rendering this, so thank you so much. But yeah, please identify yourselves, because all of you as well, so I can know who we're talking to. But thank you for doing this, and I hope I can make this work as much as we can. This is good stuff. All right, folks. I have one question for chat before we get underway. And the question is, chat, are you hyped? Excellent. Let's do this thing. Let's make it happen. Okay, so you'll see some clicking and stuff as I make an adjustment, so hang on here as I go through. Hang on. I know you can't hear anything yet. And you can resize the window. Early in the 21st century, the Tyrell Corporation advanced robot evolution into the Nexus phase, a being virtually identical to a human, known as a replicant. The Nexus 6 replicants were superior in strength and agility, and at least equal intelligence to the genetic engineers who created them. Replicants were used off-world as slave labor in the hazardous exploration and colonization of other planets. After a bloody mutiny by a Nexus 6 combat team in an off-world colony, replicants were declared illegal on Earth. No, I don't want to do that, Kilgore. I'll change chat in a minute. Under penalty of death. Special police squads, Blade Runner units, had orders to shoot to kill upon detection any trespassing replicant. This was not called execution. It was called retirement. Yeah, because I want to give people more access to it. So, Los Angeles, November 2019. We just missed it. Just missed it. This is LA today. Yeah, I mean, this is LA, sure. What's up, Pirate?
I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one.
I'll turn off
little
chat
thing.
overlay for
Mr.
the
Runcer,
cutscenes.
please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait, I haven't finished with you. I told you we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Oh, I do want to. Yes, I will turn that on.
Animals,
Thank you.
Please.
That's awesome, actually.
What of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
BR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3, repeat code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief,
How's the audio,
considering
guys?
that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the second sector.
Audio's fine? You? Ah, the music, man. The music.
BR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3, repeat code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, 'cause it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden's sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Yeah.
Slumming
and
tonight, Slim?
I'll come back
I
to
thought
that
you
comment.
were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put him on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the Magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
This is what I mean. Just the brilliant style is just so consistent.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries.
Okay.
No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
All right, and now I think I actually am able to take over. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head, he said... Nope, 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 don't put your gun out. Nope, don't put your gun out. I have to remember exactly how to do saves in Scum. I've actually played a bunch of the Indiana Jones games in Scum and things like that, but I gotta remember how to do that. So...
Ông đó đang nhìn mình.
Alright, saves coming, exactly.
Mấy giờ tôi phải tới
I
đó?
thought that was escape, but I tried that. I thought so, but it didn't. Oh, there we go. This is me. So now, one of the things is, yeah, it'll be just fine. All right, so we got load game, we got save games. Let's do this here. Okay. Now, this is the other thing too, is that these conversation choices have an effect, as I recall, on the way that you do things. And it sort of creates more or less a default for you. So this essentially means that you get to choose, or it will tell you, basically it'll do it for you. So you can be polite, you can spend your time just being like a regular normal person, you can be surly, like get out of my face, or you can be erratic, like woo, you know, like all of a sudden you go from like Joker to President Obama, right? Like the full gamut of insanity to sanity. Try typing Leary on the conversation choice page. Nice. Polite. Yeah, I didn't want to do that because I thought it was gonna. I didn't like the way it was gonna look otherwise, but yeah, I can do that. Because see, yeah, this is what I mean. Like, I can also obviously just go like that, I suppose. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that is not. What do you mean the OBS image?
Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ?
Okay. That's actually fine. Now that I look at it, yeah. Yeah, that works okay. I personally don't like those. I don't like the box sort of over on this side, but it's fine. Let's expand that then. God damn it. That's not what I need to do.
Cái đồ ăn ở đó rất là ngon.
Yeah. Oh, because my webcam is locked. That's why. Can you please? There we go.
Tôi rất mong anh làm nhanh.
There we have it. Lovely. Okay.
Mấy giờ tôi đồ ăn ở đó rất là ngon. Ông đó đang nhìn mình.
Okay.
Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ?
No, not Arabic. It is, I believe, Chinese. Mandarin, I think. Yeah, I think it's Mandarin. Alright. So, sorry, I wasn't going to do all this, but I will do this so that it looks all nice and pretty. Okay. And let's see. Good, there we go. Yeah, they had a particular sort of phrasing for it, but that's what they thought about it too. So, okay, lovely. All right. So let me go back to this. Having said all this, with all kindness to all of these, and I assume that I just type it in. Yeah, to go back. I'm going to choose user choice because, of course, I am. Also, I'm going to cut that down a bit.
LPD, I got a couple of questions. Hold it right there. You find yourself fastened.
There we go.
Breath.
Very, very cool. And now I'm going to save that. Now that I have that there, let's save that. Yep. Very, very nice. Thank you also for the sub, Brandon Undead. Welcome to the DRM free community. Thank you, thank you. All right. So now that we've got this, let's kick it into gear. What's going on, Copper?
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. Oh, and I was going to note this thing about... Hey, what's up, Kilobyte? I was going to note this thing about animal murder. So, in both the movie and the book, but the book is extremely significant, animal ownership is considered almost required. It is considered socially unacceptable not to own an animal. But of course, they're living in an irradiated landscape where most animals have been killed because of the war. And so as a consequence, there's a huge market in electronic and electric animals that are made to look incredibly realistic. And it's one of those things where you own an electric animal. No one's supposed to ask you if you own an electric animal. Like, it's considered to be kind of like, you know, sort of a social faux pas to ask someone if their animal's real or fake. Because they made a big effort to sort of demonstrate this question of, again, empathy. And whether or not empathy can be felt only by the organic living, right, people like us, human beings, or whether it can also be felt by the created, by the devices, by the the androids, the replicants in the case of the movie. And that question of empathy becomes a big issue throughout the book. And again, what's so fascinating about it is that Philip K. Dick refuses to take sides on this issue. He refuses to be like, oh yeah, well the androids are great and the humans are bad, or vice versa. And I think the Blade Runner, the movie, took a lot of that complexity on when it did this, and the game, same business. So there's a lot of different endings, partly because of that.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Do androids dream of electric sheep? All right, that's my car, so I don't want to get back in that. And anything your cursor
Scratches and
circles,
paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
And look again, by the way, I just want to note one other thing. Look at the rain, the sound, police lights, neon. In one scene, you have immediate world building being done. And I happen to love because I'm an author myself, I love this question of world building. You get so much in this scene. You understand the things that are of value to these people. You know the sort of general environment. The tone of this game is not going to be like lighthearted and pleasant. It's going to be sort of just sort of a sort of this is what things look like in the dystopian future. And the lighting is sort of an aspect of all of that. Yes, absolutely. So really, again, the sort of style of it is really rendered really well here. Okay, so that's me. I think I already talked to them.
Canvass the area.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Okay. All right, that brings me into there, and I think that's all I need to know. So.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even.
Right.
Quite a pair.
Yeah, I remembered that. All right, let's talk to this dude.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent.
Yeah, this guy is also a piece of crap, as we saw from the earlier cutscene. All right, let's see if there's anything else to explore.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of Jinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
Yes, I do, big guy.
I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
Yeah. Big and scary. Pinpoint description. You got it. All right. We got that. Okay. Whoops. My bad. But it does show this. Oh, and then yes, I also forgot to mention this journal.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even.
Almost like
pair.
you're listing clues.
Judging from the distance,
Yeah, right.
scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire.
Right.
I'm absolutely certain.
Right. And there's the video. And then there's suspects that we have, which are these two big guys and Lucy. We don't know anything about them yet, but that's what we've got. Right.
My precious one. She was my baby.
Let's talk about Lucy.
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old.
Yeah,
with
thank you, the
pink hair.
subtitles thing.
A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's
Hold
in
on
the
a second
Northwest
till I'm done with
Zone.
this.
And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there.
Okay. How do I access this in the Scum VM? I don't do it out of Escape, do I? It's one of the function keys that pulls up Scum VM, right? I don't remember which function key. It's been a while since I played this or Scum games, even though I played a bunch of them on here. It's F5. It is. Oh, it's Control F5. Aha! There we go. Okay, so we got that, yeah. Alright. Options. Okay. Hey, what's up, Lionheart? Alright, I have to return to the launcher? Oh, okay. So let me save this then, first of all. Save it. Okay. Whoops. I'm a jerk. Okay. Here we go. All right. So. All right. So everything is there. So now if we look at options, graphics mode. Okay. I don't want to change anything now because I've already got it the way that I like it. Whoops. Okay. So. Oh. Subtitles.mix. Oh. Okay. Well. I'm not sure I want to do all that right now, but let's see how fast I can. Let's see how quickly I can make this happen. Okay. Okay, Blade Runner. Subtitles. All right. I am saving it now. We're trying to. Oh. Yes, how about you not? No, I don't want you to open that. That's what I thought. Oh, for the love of Pete. Why do you put these things here? Put them there. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Okay. So now, where do did you say I need to mix this? I need to put this in the game directory. Okay. Directory of the .mix files. All right. So. Okay, let's see. Open file location. Blade Runner. Okay. Right, I see it. Okay, so we're going to put this copy in here. All right, now if I did all that right, copy the game directory, save in the game, exit and relaunch. Okay. Let's do that and see if it works. Okay. Quit. All right, let's relaunch it and see how we did. Okay, bear with me just a second. There we go. All right.
My precious
there it is.
one.
Nice.
She was my baby.
Outstanding. Good stuff. Okay, let's talk about motives.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop.
Thank you, sir.
Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
This guy.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
I resent your face.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Kolvig an exquisite Bergeron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Well, that's an excellent point. Blam! This guy.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here. Just a moment.
The Tyrell Corporation is very controversial, Dizzy, in this land.
Here you are. I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
Okay, let's take a look. Exactly. Let's take a look at these references, shall we? Oops. That's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do.
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone, and he's a very reputable wholesaler.
All right, so we've got Ogilvy's.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for about a month. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
Right. Yeah, like what's to worry about? Okay. Whoops. Sorry.
I'm ruined.
Yeah,
totally ruined.
Yeah, we already did that. We did that. The nice thing too is that, and thank you for the follows, Eleanor. Once we've actually seen it, then it doesn't highlight again,
ruined.
which means you don't have to worry that you're missing stuff. Now we zoom in.
A toy dog.
Yeah, toy dog. So,
Well, isn't that cute? A candy bar. Yuck.
I'm sorry, why would a candy bar be yuck?
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Lots of different options. Okay. All right. Now, having gathered that from him, I can ask him if he has anything additional. Come here.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you. Stick around.
Okay.
I may not be finished with you.
Which means that I am finished with him.
I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
Okay. All right, I think that's what we needed from out here. So, now we're
It
back
didn't
to-
add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Is that true that he's ruined? I couldn't tell, Dizzy, if that was the case. Did you talk to these people?
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and 1 of aggravated assault.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Big fat guy, huh?
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night.
That's really useful.
Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Okay. So far we've heard that they're 2 big guys and one of them's a big fat guy. So I'm sure in the dystopian future that when someone says big fat guy, that will that's just a clear tag. I mean, it's like just putting a name tag on him, you know? It's just like stuff.
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Okay. Alright, so we've got that, Good. Let's get in the car. I guess so. One of the things that's interesting about this is that this is a functional society. It's just a strange society. Okay, now, I found the map part confusing also. Alright, so I'm just going to take off then. I'll just go there. So I don't think it shows you where they all are, or at least not obviously, and I don't remember how to... So I always get confused by the map. Okay. So... I think this is... Right, but I just wish it would tell you what those places were.
Roof. Laboratory. Mainframe and shooting range.
This is the police station.
Ground floor.
What's up, Damadam?
Lockup. Laboratory.
Let's hit up the laboratory and see if I can analyze that disc I just got. Yo, what's up?
Got anything new for me, Dino?
Dino!
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. We got the animal corpses from Runcidas, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Ah, okay, Tarfire, that's
Bone
good to
marrow?
know.
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
I got you.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Okay.
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
Okay. So yeah, I'll check that out the next time. But it's fine, I actually wanted to go to the station anyway.
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinning drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runcidas is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Okay.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
1995 black Pontiac ground car.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Okay. Now, let's see. Right. Okay, we got him. Alright. Alright, so let's...
Mainframe and shooting range.
Let's set up the mainframe.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Okay, now, interesting note that I want to make here about specials. In the book, specials are also referred to in a derogatory fashion as chicken heads. And specials are basically people who, because of the radiation and because of other things around them, have basically are diseased and essentially are not allowed to transit out to Mars, where obviously they don't have to worry about radiation anymore because they would affect the gene pool. And so in the book you have a lot of these characters who stick around because they're specials, because their IQ isn't high enough. One of the biggest one of those is a guy named Isidore, John Isidore, who honestly is easily the most likable character in the book. Much more likable actually than Rick Deckard, who does some pretty crappy things, honestly. So John Isidore is a special, is a chicken hawk. And one of the fascinating things about this is watching this guy who has more empathy, honestly, for the people around him than anyone else, including Rick Deckard, this bounty hunter, sort of seeing him interact with people and the ways in which he becomes kind of the heart of the story, even though he didn't know the kind of... You know, the book doesn't seem to be about him. It seems to be about androids. It seems to be about Deckard. But it's as much about Isidore as it is about anything else. There's only one main book. There were later on, there was a sequel and some other short stories that were done. But the main one that people know about, of course, is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And by the way, I assume most people know this, but in case you don't, Philip K. Dick also wrote Minority Report. Any of you who are fans of The Man in the High Castle, that's also him. Philip K. Dick was a brilliant writer who died in his early 50s. and had a lot more work that he could have done, and this is definitely a guy that you would classify as a visionary. The interesting thing about Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is that unlike William Gibson's Neuromancer, which of course is iconic, but Neuromancer always feels dated to me. Like Neuromancer feels a little bit like we've moved beyond it, whereas this always feels fresh, and I think it's because of his focus on the emotions and the human aspects of the science fiction that he studies. John, is this theory out of dirty because the Kipple reproduces? Yes. Kipple is basically just sort of gathering junk and clutter. And, and so his belief is basically, it's chaos, right? You know, chaos increases, disorder has a tendency to become more disordered, so. Anyway. Best scores. Ah, yes, this is the gun shooting game. So you can see that Deckard, 10. McCoy, that's me in this game, 0. So I'm going to have to check out that range in just a minute. Yep.
Lucky Strikes. Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
Yeah, it's a good one, Mad Moose. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I can find... I want to see if I could find this one section just to give you a sense of that. Okay. So, just as an example, Chapter 2. In a giant, empty, decaying building which had once housed thousands, a single TV set hawked its wares to an uninhabited room. This ownerless ruin had, before World War Terminus, been tended and maintained. Here had been the suburbs of San Francisco, a short ride by monorail rapid transit. The entire peninsula had chattered like a bird tree with life and opinions and complaints, and now the watchful owners had either died or migrated to a colony world. Mostly the former. It had been a costly war despite the valiant predictions of the Pentagon and its smug scientific vassal, the Rand Corporation, which had, in fact, existed not far from this spot. Like the apartment owners, the corporation had departed, evidently for good. No one missed it. So, again, such style in this book also that really kind of conveys the feel of this world to something else. All right, let's go check out the gun range.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy! Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Guzza was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Guzza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
Exactly. Woo. And that's exactly right, Shadowner. He's not the best at his job. I mean, he's good, but he's not the best. And he's very flawed. Very flawed. Okay. Let me save this before I do anything else. DRM free for life. There we go.
You keeping busy, pal?
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Okay. No, wait.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm.
Don't you come back no more. Okay, now I was not good at this when I played it.
All threats. Do not shoot innocents. Confirm target as hostile before shooting.
Whoops, I missed one, damn it. Whoopsie! That was innocent. Right, I'm shooting too early.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Yeah. Okay, and then, okay. Ow. Jerk.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
All right. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to hurt your baby. Oh, I shot the baby again. Look, the baby can be dangerous, okay? This is a bad time to do this with Chai. I apologize, Chai. I apologize unreservedly. See, I saved the baby that time. Only 2 babies have died on my watch. Wow, right behind me, too.
Completed sequence. Proceed to next station.
Am I a replicant who hates babies? Perhaps. It's gonna be an interesting score. Babies are a menace to society. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Okay.
Completed all sequences.
All right.
Proceed to exit.
Yes, it was Minority Report. Only orphans matter. Oh, God. All right. Now let's see my score. I don't know if I'm going to get destroyed for this or not. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I had 31 on that. Look, I left Deckard in the freaking dust, man. In the dust. I feel like I want to try that one more time. That's not terrible. Not that many people died on my watch. Not too bad. Dangerous with a book and a gun. Well, listen, Mad Moose, why do you think he's in the hospital? He's in the hospital because clearly he didn't shoot enough babies. One of those babies could have been a replicant, and one replicant is enough to ruin your whole day. It's not my fault. Not my fault. Which one of us is currently not in the hospital? All right, I'm going to try this one more time, now that I understand what I'm doing.
You keeping busy, pal?
Oh, wait, sorry.
Nah, the place has been pretty quiet the last couple of days.
Let's try one more time. No babies this time.
Hit the lock, Jack.
I guess there ain't no harm in it.
Target and shoot all threats. Do not shoot innocents.
Shoot innocents.
Confirm target as hostile.
I can believe that,
before
James.
shooting.
Who shot? Oh, up there. Whoops. I think I was an accident. I finally was ready to shoot that guy, and it turned out to be the wrong guy. Okay. Shot him too late.
Completed sequence.
That was better.
Proceed to next station.
That was better. Yeah, who is innocent and why can't you shoot him? Exactly. But see, even this, you know, putting something like this in an adventure game is you know, a mini game of this sort could easily have fallen on its face. It's not that bad. Damn it. Ah. Shooting like garbage.
Completed sequence.
Yeah, that sequence was bad.
Proceed to next station.
That sequence was terrible. Okay. Always the rain. Damn it. Okay.
Completed sequence.
Yeah, that was better.
Proceed to next station.
That was better. Okay. Oh, the original Prince of Persia. Love me some Prince of Persia. Jerk.
Completed
sloppy,
all sequences.
sloppy.
Proceed to exit.
Sloppy. But that's okay. I'm not going to do it again. Okay. That was better, though. See, I was better than Holden that time. Look at that. 40. Whoever this steel guy is, I bet he kills babies. And we can't have that. Alright. Anyway. Okay, so that took care of that. Better than not terrible, exactly. Okay, now the mainframe.
Scanning video disk. 2 enhanceable images found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database.
To Kia Sorrento. Oh.
Run sitter crime scene.
Okay, now as I recall, parts of this you can actually enhance. And if you can see anything, it'll enhance it a lot. Okay. 3D zoom. Okay. Poor Kitty.
Run sitter crime scene.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with... I don't think that shows me a whole lot. Yeah. Alright. What about this guy? What are you reading? Exactly. Some kind of computer something or other. Yeah, I think at a certain point it's very obvious if something can be enhanced more than it is. King Kong. A bunny! We found a bunny. We have found a rabbit. Yeah, Blade Runner is pretty extraordinary. Okay. What do we have here? It sounds a little bit like that, doesn't it? No, it's just a monkey. It's just a monkey. Wait a minute. What is on that desk? Uh-huh. Yep.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.
There we go. And I already found one of those, too. So it looks like I got to hit up Howie Lee's for sure. Would I say, and by the way, if you're interested, I don't think, actually, you know what I think? I think I put my... I stupidly did not put my affiliate link on this, so actually I should probably put my affiliate link on this, I think. So hang on a second. Just give me 1 second here whilst I fix that. I almost forgot. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but as far as watching the movie, I think that's up to you. I don't You certainly don't have to. I think it functions as an adventure game on its own. But if you do watch the movie, you're going to gain or have read the book. You will gain so much in terms of understanding and knowledge of this that I think you'd be pleased. I guess would be what I would say. Okay, now that's fixed. Because there's a lot. It's not just fan service. It's just a lot of things that sort of gain interest to you because
Run sitter, crime scene.
Because of knowledge that you have from the movie. Okay, so this is the other area here. Who is this guy?
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
And you know you've got something when you get the hard copy of that, which is not at all
Run sitter,
new.
crime
Mistake
scene.
there. There's another person on the first picture? Alright, let me go back and check. Oh, wait a second. Can I zoom in on your license plate? I cannot quite, but it's a black Pontiac for sure. Okay, let's check out that other picture and see who I missed.
Run sitter, crime scene.
There's another person. Yeah, she's behind the cage. You're quite right. You are quite right. Gotcha. Yep. There we go.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
Okay. So now I think we have enough to work on. And we can head out of that. Okay, so we got that, video disc.
Uploading personal clue database.
Plot twist.
Downloading mainframe clue database.
But see, even this, like, this is hardly like
Clue
open office
database
design,
transfer
right?
complete.
Like, this whole thing is just like everything is dark and metal and, you know. Now we got a lot of clues that tie in.
Howie Lee's. Bryant once got food poisoning there, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
Howie Lee's. All right. I think Howie Lee's is where we got to go next. Ah. I can understand that, James. I can understand that. All right, let's save this. So yeah, if you folks have questions, you should ask, because the team that put this onto ScumVM and that worked tirelessly in making it possible is actually here with us in chat. I will be playing this until a little bit after 7 o'clock Eastern, but Kilgore will be playing a series of this. And this actually, it's interesting because I'm playing Return to the Obra Dinn right now on as like my normal, in quotes, game on this channel. And so I'm getting a lot of, we got a lot of mysteries going on in both of those areas.
Roof, ground floor, mainframe, and shooting range. Ground
Check
floor.
the ground floor. That's me.
What do you know?
Zero that would interest you, Detective.
Zero that would interest you. Yep. Available on GOG. Available right now. If you're interested, you can type in !game, and you can get it here, actually. There we go. All right, let's see. So I know about you, Let's see. What happens if I talk to... you?
Bryant go on permanent leave and you get full use of the office, Lieutenant?
You know the procedure. Dump it all in the mainframe upstairs and I'll read it later.
You got it.
All right, I'm going to ask you to leave now. I'm the angry guy. Okay. So good. That's all we need to know about this for now. Let's head down to the basement. And then let's go over to Howie Lee's. Yeah, and again, this is one that I knew about ahead of time, and Pyron is like, I'd like you to do this. And she's like, I forbid you to speak about it because this was a big deal, obviously. And I was like, I am honored to be doing the release stream on it, and of course I'll keep quiet. What do we got? Who the hell are you?
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
What cause?
You're Spencer Gregorian, right?
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
Let's talk about the protest.
I got some more questions for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
I already told that other detective everything. Under duress.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I didn't know the Rastafarian. The Asian fellow was one of our ex-members. Izo was his name.
How long did you know him for?
Let's see. I met him about 5 years ago. He seemed so smart and balanced. He really wanted to help the replicant people.
Then what?
He started associating with the more militant factions.
Militant.
I was astounded when I heard he was supplying weapons to some of them.
What kind of weapons?
Guns so new that even the police had hardly used them, I heard.
Okay, it's good to know.
I got some more questions for you. Lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast. As more and more people realize that replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy, the Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like you could never understand.
Look.
Try me.
Yeah.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery.
I'm sensitive. I didn't just shoot a bunch of babies
Brave
on a shooting
souls
range.
formed an underground railroad.
So, you help replicants escape the city.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
We're not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped...
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk. I'm gonna give you a little test.
Ah, here we go.
The other detective. She already tested me earlier today.
Uh-huh. Look, I gotta check out the equipment, and you're the only stiff around.
I object to this treatment. If you'll just call my lawyer, he'll take care...
Your lawyer would tell you I got the authority to VK the mayor if I want. And he'd have to smile and nod and kiss my butt until I cleared him. So sit down.
One of the things about this, of course, is that it gives you, like, very little... Like, I don't even remember how to do this. Does anyone who's played the... How do you do the Voight-Kampff test on here again? I know how you do it in the book and in the movie. You ask a series of questions, but I don't remember how you do it on here. Yeah, but...
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Very. Is this going to take long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer. What do you do for a living?
I teach political science.
It's on GOG right now, freelancer. You can get it right now.
A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
I try to do better next time.
Describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind about your mother.
Patient, brave, loving.
Low intensity question. Medium intensity, and that's high intensity, right? Okay. Replicant reaction gauge. All right.
You're visiting the dentist. At the receptionist's desk is a huge bowl of fresh-cut flowers.
That's illegal, isn't it? I'd mention it to the secretary.
Okay, sounds more like a human reaction gauge. Right.
You rent a mountain cabin. On the walls, someone has hung old maps and Currier and Ives prints. A deer's head is mounted above the fireplace. A full stag with developed horns.
I'd leave.
Okay, that was interesting. Because the reaction here is the reaction, especially this happens in the book as well, if whenever you hear things that, like an animal has been killed, the reaction is supposed to be, the autonomic reaction is supposed to be immediate. It's supposed to be like this freak out, like, oh my god, what? And so... yeah, if you're a psychopath. Well, that's one of the arguments that it makes, is that humans, if they are psychopaths or even sociopaths, will have a different reaction, right?
Your child comes home with a black eye.
I'd call the school.
Yeah, it sounds like a human.
A man dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I tried to help him, of course. Buy him dinner or take him to a shelter.
And high intensity.
You're going to die. It may be soon. Death. The grave. Rot.
You're enjoying this.
It may be soon. The readouts don't lie. You're scared. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone.
This conversation is over, Detective. I don't have to sit here and take abuse.
That right there is a replicant,
Test
people.
terminated.
That's a replicant, baby. I scared him. I mean, he didn't react, though. That's the thing. What's up, Tony Murray? Okay. All right, let's go to Howie Lee's.
Lockup.
Let's head back to the roof. And let me save it. Okay. Let's head to Howie Lee's. Whoops, I should have run. Oh well, sorry. You get to see me walk over like a boss. Okay, now let me not rush this time. Chinatown. Runsiter's Animals, I was just there. My apartment. Police station. Let's hit up Chinatown. Let's go check out Howie Lee's. Exactly. Does that mean all the neon signs, the hover car?
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
True. Well, for that you'd want to talk to, I actually have run this on original hardware before it came out on GOG.com. You could actually talk to Kilgore about that, because Kilgore has his own Windows 95 machine, and let's chat.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
Really? I just don't got them? Just kidding. You're not carrying a baby. You're safe.
Got to mix more out back.
Oh God, I remember this sequence.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Okay. Hello? That's not the same guy. Run. I remember doing this before. Yeah, I saved.
Relax. Nobody's gonna get retired, okay?
What do you want from Zubin?
Just talk, that's all.
So talk.
There are things I want to know.
Ah, police.
I'm McCoy, LPD Rep Detect Unit.
Rep Detect?
Sometimes we're called Blade Runners. Suck on this, skin job.
Man.
Locked.
Damn it. See, that happens every time. Like, I remember playing this the first time and just being like, why can I not get this dude? Man, alright. I'm gonna try that again. Hold on a second. Somehow. Wow, how did that happen? Excuse me a second. I just somehow got hummus on my keyboard. I have no idea how that happened. That's rather unfortunate. That's kind of a mess. Give me a second. See, this guy ran away and I got hummus on my beautiful mechanical keyboard. God bless America. Son of a... Man. No, I mean, I wanted to talk to him, but if the guy's getting away, like... It's breaking and entering, you know? The guy was obstructing justice. No, hummus and keyboards do not go together, that's true. But you see, guys, in the dystopian future, all keyboards are covered with hummus. So I was just trying to get into the mood a little bit. And so, you know, that's kind of what I was just trying to reflect here. Okay. Sigh. Obnoxious. Okay, let's see. Let me reload that. Aw, man, I'm all the way back here. Okay, I need to remember to save it before I go back and talk to the dude.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
Ah, delicious new sushi.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
Shocking to mention, dude.
Got to mix more out back.
Alright, this time we're going to save.
Hey, big guy. Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Wax on.
Okay.
Wax off.
Maybe seen her once.
Down.
At station. Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Well, I didn't actually mean to shoot him there. All right, is this guy a replicant?
Lightning Squad, Rep Unit, Battle of the Gemini. I'd retired a war hero, someone who'd fought for the freedom of the off-world colonists. The poor guy kind of reminded me of one of those Buffalo Soldiers, blacks who had killed and died for America, yet weren't allowed to drink alongside whites. And maybe, just maybe, the photograph validated his own existence.
Oh my God. He just killed this thing. I like shot him at the go over. He's like, I just retired the greatest hero of all time. This guy had never done anything different than himself. He was a guy, he saved puppies and saved children. Last time he cured cancer, but that was only the beginning. He was a concert pianist at the age of 2. Jesus, I'm sorry. Oh, God. Oh, man alive.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here. Air bad.
This'll only take a minute. Stick around. I might want to talk to you later.
Sure is. Wait, what?
Stick around. I might want to talk to you later.
What?
You know this girl or not?
Okay. I was like, what?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know. I don't know her.
Think hard.
Okay. Maybe seen her once. At station. Riding north on bullet train.
North, huh?
Okay. So this time, I'm not going to shoot the guy.
Relax. Nobody's gonna get retired, okay?
What do you want from Zubin?
Just talk, that's all.
So talk?
There are things I want to know.
Ah, police.
I'm McCoy, LPD Rep Detect Unit.
Rep Detect?
Sometimes we're called Blade Runners.
But see, I don't want to. I already shot the guy. Ah, police.
Yuck.
Alright, let's see what else we got.
Totally uninteresting. Totally uninteresting.
Okay. I'm going to come back to deal with that police car in a minute, but... Aha! Got ourselves a license plate, people.
You know this girl or not?
Nope. I know who I know, and who I don't know.
Howie Lees. Bryant once got food poisoning near, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354.
Factory bombing.
Still working the explosion at the Tyrell manufacturing plant. It'll take a day or so to analyze the debris, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're dealing with a bomber here. Right now, it looks like the protesters had nothing to do with it. They were in too close proximity to have been in on the deal. No MOs or identities are rolling up just yet, and I'm still going through the INSET files to see if any replicant munitions experts are unaccounted for. This is Crystal Steel, badge number BR61354, conducting the interrogation of Spencer Gregorian, leader of CARS,
Guy we just
Citizens
talked to in the
Against
basement.
Replicant Slavery, November 22nd, 2019.
I once again asked that my attorney...
Shut it, shitbird. I'm asking the questions. We've already put you on the machine, so we know you're not a skin job.
That term offends me.
Okay, so you're not one of those biomechanical scumbags, and you claim to not know anything about the bombing at Tyrell.
This is true. We advocate equal rights under the law for replicants. We have nothing against Tyrell Corporation for creating them.
That's some sick logic.
The replicants are living organisms, whether people like you like it or not. Replicants contribute greatly to the economic well-being of our culture. They cannot be discounted as such.
Hell, it'd be no skin off my nose if each and every one of them was hosed down for good. You ever see this guy?
Why, yes. Actually, I have. He was present at the protest. He's not part of our group, but outsiders are usually welcome.
How many new faces showed up that day?
Not too many. A handful at most.
Describe them to me.
I don't know if I can.
Oh no? Recording off.
Uh-oh. She's a hard ass.
Describe them for me again.
There was that Rastafarian fellow, and one of our ex-members showed up.
Who's that?
A Japanese man named Izo.
Why'd you get rid of him?
We're a pacifist organization, and we have rules. One of them is no weapons allowed.
So she roughed him up.
Izo refused to check in a samurai sword at the door during meetings.
Where can I find this Izo?
He owns one of those little secondhand stores downtown.
Let me ask you a question. Who the hell bankrolls your operation?
We have a number of anonymous donors, people with resources and sources.
Such as?
So anonymous, even I don't know who they are.
I almost believe you.
Charming. Okay. So... Alright, so that was a big bust. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything when I was running past these places. Is that true? The actress is the risotto girl from Seinfeld, really? Right. Let me check this kitchen, and then I'll leave and go back out. Hey, what's up, Lone Wolf? First couple times I did this, I wasn't able to jump out of the way, and I kept getting hit by the bowl. That was not a pleasant experience, let me tell you. Alright. Okay. Let's save this. Harv after losing War Hero. Oh! What's up, Darksaber? Hey, Raiders. Enhance, 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 enhance! Hey, it's Darksaber 2K, who will be here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the raid, everybody. I appreciate it. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have Darksaber, who plays my D&D game. Awesome fellow GOG streamer here. And welcome, everyone, to the release stream of Blade Runner, which is playing today. I am Arvanella Ron. This is episode 204 of Pen and Pixels, which focuses on story and narrative in games, and obviously we got a lot of that going on with this. Trying right now the Scum VM version, basically, that was done, and the team that did the Scum VM version is here too, and they are awesome. I mean, they did a great job on this, from what I can tell so far. So, great stuff, and we are exclusively here on GOG, the ones showing this to you. So, if you are interested and you're like, oh my god, I can finally get that game again. There was a bottle I just missed. Then you should feel free to grab it. You can type in !game, which will have a link. And if you use that link, I might even get a little bit from it as well. So, hey, what's up, Uncle Elias? Hello, Diginferno. Good to see everybody today. Want to enhance. May need to give it a second ditch since the others just did it before. Oh, you know what? I missed that cop car. I thought I had time to check, but I didn't.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin? Just month. Superior chef makes all kinds of new suits.
Hello, Corridor.
This girl ever eat around here?
Nah, all Gaijin look like the old man.
This from your place, isn't it?
Could be. Chopstick come from Yoshi's restaurant supply.
Yoshi's restaurant supply, huh?
This from your place, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You do Huawei favor? Distribute all through our police station?
Does not sound like a dude who feels guilty to me.
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up. No one else.
Earlier,
clean as a whistle.
Earlier
Your
on,
friends, Howie.
Early on, Saber, you missed.
See you later, Howie.
Early on, Saber, you missed. I think what chat would agree was a really careful gunplay exercise, where I was able to demonstrate my
ability
to ask you to look at stuff.
Excuse me, pal.
And not just look at, not just shoot like people with babies. Like there was definitely a powerful incentive to go after babies, but fortunately, I did not do so. And so I just wanted you to know that there was a lot going on. I played this. I played this on my own channel a few months ago. I didn't play all the way through it. I only played the very beginning of it. But so I played a little bit of it. But I teach to Android Dream of Electric Sheep all the time, and I use Blade Runner as a part of that series of teaching. So yeah. I scored 40 points. I even scored better than Holden. I am number 3 on the list, I'll have you know. You got 38 tonight? Did you play this back in the day also, Dizzy? On his second try. Well, in fairness, I only got 35 points my first try. No, Saber. Did I say Dizzy? I meant Saber. No. I meant those babies were vicious. They were. You can't trust what the babies are doing, honestly. That doesn't actually. It might not give you enough information. Ah, okay. Let's go to McCoy's apartment. Time to see our digs. Who are you? Well, what happened to my... Hello?
Rumor.
Whoa, what?
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this business.
That's Edward James Olmos.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
Your target gave you the slip? What happened, McCoy? You feel sorry for it?
My game must have been off.
Go home and get some rest. I'm sure you need it. I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that Moonbus massacre last month.
They ever find the Moonbus?
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Enough. They're Nexus 6s. So don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so one of the things that's important about this is what Saber just said. So he bumped into Gaff at the Chinese food stand. I went back to my apartment and found him there. That's got an organic quality to it that makes this game feel very real and very believable, in addition to the world building. Again, rain, smoke, steam, lighting, like this feeling of this shadow and light is a huge part of these films slash games slash books. So
Your floor number, please.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
exactly. Super atmospheric.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job, and the retirement swag from this case would go toward getting her a partner.
What up, man?
Who's the best dog in the whole world?
Yay! The best dog in the world. Okay. And there's that subtitles you can click on and off. Okay, let's save that. Arv after losing the war hero. I don't know because I have never completed one. Right. The overwhelming majority.
Dinner time.
The ones that are left are incredibly expensive.
Maggie, come here, girl.
Aw, Maggie. My dog, I had a dog, Lilo, who passed away a few years ago, but I had a dog before that whose name was Maggie.
Who's the best dog in the whole world?
Her name was Maggie May. Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
I already did that. That. And again, the lighting. Did you, Saber, did you shoot, Zoo, what's his face, in your playthrough? Or did you save him?
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come up against.
I shot him
something
once.
in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
See, I had messed it up once, then I tried it again and I shot him. But then I felt bad. I don't know, I didn't want to shoot him. I felt bad. The Nexus 6s, by the way, are the sort of focus of the book as well. Wait. Yeah, I just didn't want to take a shot. I'm like...
Hi, Mr. McCoy. I'm sure you remember me. I heard about what you did for my friend, and I just wanted to say thanks.
The message could have come from any of a dozen people. I'd done my share of favors when I was in uniform. Something about the voice was familiar, but I was too tired to place it for sure.
Erase and reset.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Portrait of the sleep-deprived.
All right, sleep time.
Got your delivery here, man.
Oh, what?
Kingston Kitchen.
Oh, yes, right. Hold on.
Is this what the gravity be like on Mars?
Oh, no. It's about a third of what we got here on Terra. Real comfy. How about turning that dial, okay? When I say...
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Ricky's a purebred Chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring, boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately. He never shuts up.
You also do outside work?
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the glands.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? And your test studies, contacts, the works?
Only simulator! Extraterrestrial gravity!
One more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the True Life building across town.
No, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people sick and dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row.
You one miserable package man.
No! No, please, don't!
Lovely place.
Hope you aren't camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Oh, very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry. I'm up, Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet little break on it. Tyrell's surveillance system recorded the whole shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runciter deal or not. Tyrell security will have the disc for you when you get there. You'll be good, killer.
So yeah, I mean, again, a lot of what I think this, I still don't understand. I mean, the Voight Comp, actually doing the Voight Comp thing in here, I find hard to do. It's like, just, I have to get used to it, I guess. Which is part of the point, is that the Voight Comp test is very shaky as a test of actually determining who is a replicant, even in the book. But one thing that I want to point out is that I like games, and anything, frankly, books, films, television shows, whatever, that really commit to, oh, we're at start of Act 2, that really commit to things, you know, like I like games that really commit to wanting to be part of this experience. Hello, my son. You have what? Oh, you have a bow. You also have a... My mini Arv is here. Right. This is my son. So this is Mini Arv. Yeah. Can I say hi to everyone? Say hi. Say hello, people. I hope you're liking Blade Runner. Yeah, you see this man? You want to see? He has a dog, too. Where's his dog? Here's his dog.
Maggie, come here, girl.
See the dog?
I like it again.
Yeah, this is my 3-year-old.
I like a different one.
You like a different one? I've only got the one dog. But we can look outside. Here, look outside the window. I know, dude. You got that right, Echo. I sure do. It's hard though because my wife is allergic, so like really allergic, has a hard time breathing. Allergic, so. You like to see it? You want me to talk to the dog again? You want me to see the dog again? You don't want me to talk to the dog again? How old is the streamer? I am 47, Marworks. Do you want to do you want to see my car? Here, well, I'll show you the car.
Your floor number, please.
We're gonna go to the roof. 4 years younger. Here we go. See, that's my car. We're gonna get in the car and then we're gonna go fly in the car. You ready? All right, we're gonna take off. Special flying car. Ooh, look at that. All right, we're gonna fly to, we've got the Tyrell buildings, Chinatown, police station. See, there it goes. Look at that, see?
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grav test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man.
He's got
Dr. Eisenduller ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
And by later, I mean right now.
One more thing.
I've told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work. These monitors don't watch themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
Okay, you good? And that was my son. So that was my son, who is a lovable child. One more thing. Yes, today is the release. Millie Gamer Linux. Today is the release. Came out, and from what I've seen so far, this is flawless. I mean, it's you know, getting it running initially was not easy to do, and actually one of the mods on my channel, Dragonspear, who's very good at this kind of thing, helped me quite a bit with getting it running. And this is, I don't remember how long ago that I did this, but now there's a whole different, you know, this is a lot easier in a way to manage. It's just being able to manage all of it and have it work seamlessly is pretty impressive. Yep, and I was so excited about all the people that were like, they're like, wait, what is this going on? Like, what are you releasing?
Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed, not just once, but a dozen times. Tyrell engineers might forget their passwords, but what would the GravLab boys need with replicant DNA sequences and incept dates?
Yep, Sona's trying to get something else. This, by the way, right now is available if you type in game. Exactly right, Nordhand. And this is where GOG is the best. I mean, GOG has been the best for a long time on this kind of thing. This is available right now for, it's 10% off, $8.99. $8.99. So if you go right now and use the link, that link right there, I get a little bit of a benefit too, $8.99. I mean, it's 1,000% a bargain. Like, come on, $9 for a classic? Yeah, and GOG worked really hard to get this too, so what do we got here?
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series, the kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model, a big hit with the all-important dirty old man market.
Oh my gosh, Leelad. I love GOG! Alright, if you want, so we happen to have the ScumVM folks, the people that actually put this into ScumVM in chat. So just because I'm curious, Chat, if you guys are excited that we just got Blade Runner, can I see some DRM free in the chat? Can I get some DRM free in the chat for the subs? If you're not a sub, can I get some hypes? I just want to see how many of this we can actually pull together. DRM free and some hypes in the chat from people. I see some. Yeah, there we go. We got hype and everything else. And for those of you who have not subbed, may I recommend you consider doing so. You can get those cool things as well. Thank you, Lone Wolf. I recognize that Get Hyped. That's mine as well. Just bought it. Yay, integer. Nice stuff, guys. Yeah, I think this is really cool. And again, one of the things I want to point out is attention to detail. And an enormously important thing within the film is lighting and shadow. And there's so much work done in the game to reflect that. Even look at this little stuff down here. It's minor, but it means that you can see little details like that right there, for example, and get it. Oh my gosh! Dialad is gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Thank you, Dialad. Dialad, of course, who is also a GOG.com streamer. A fellow GOG.com streamer who I watched playing a little bit of Star Trek, which is was very nostalgic for me because that was the first game I ever played on, ever streamed on here, was Star Trek 25th Anniversary. So I have a soft spot in my heart for that. And the sound design is important too, for sure. Thank you so much, Dialed. Thank you very much. You folks should be following Dialed, of course, as well. But yeah, just the attention to detail here. And the thing about adventure games is there are sometimes that I don't like adventure games because I find it's too like adventure game logic-y, like take this and put this in this when I already understood what I was supposed to do. But like, you know, this has less of that, it seems to me. Is it Dialad? Oh, I was calling it Dialad? Ah, darn it. I'm sorry. Dialad, I apologize. Dialad.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
Anemoid Row. Okay. Alright.
Jesus.
Well,
I've seen worse, but not by much.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
Thank you, Tibanesque. Welcome to GOG. Yeah, but I always try to be really careful with names, so I am sorry.
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens.
Since I get a lot of Arvan Eleron or Arvan Eleron or Arvan, I'm just like, it's Arvin Eleron. Like, hey, Arvan Eleron, no, like this, like I'm a speak and spell. So, Dialad, I apologize, Dialad. I will make sure to get that name correct from now on. My apologies. Okay, I don't really want to look at this guy, but...
Obviously, he'd been killed with an explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story, but I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him.
That's really troubling.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Got that right. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
You know what games that have too much DRM in them feels like to me?
Disgusting.
You know what happens when you pay too much for a game?
Disgusting.
When you go to a place other than GOG for a game?
Disgusting.
When you don't understand that GOG is the same connected to the same company that made The Witcher 3?
Disgusting.
And Cyberpunk 2077?
Disgusting.
And Keanu Reeves?
Disgusting.
And good things in the world?
Disgusting.
Like sushi?
Disgusting.
Know what I'm saying?
Disgusting.
That's what I mean.
Disgusting.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
This earring yours?
Maybe it belonged to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp.
Okay. Let's see. I think
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Yeah, you see, like, the animal stuff is extremely important, as I said, to the world. Steam just unfollowed. Oh, man. Good times, good times. Wait, that highlighted for some reason.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
Right, okay. Is there any actual look at the... Is this all that's here? Alright, well, time to look at the security footage. Alright, I think I got everything I need here. Right. Okay. I did. Alright, let's save this. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna save this, then we're going
Lagging
to...
behind again?
Hey, what's up?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's your case going?
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still putting the pieces together. It's all stored in Esper's mainframe. You hear about the Moonbus massacre?
Gaff mentioned it.
Could be our cases are overlapping. I might keep you posted.
Do that.
Hey, wait, excuse you. Hey. I didn't dismiss you. Hey. Come back here this instant. Excuse me, sir. Are you carrying a baby? Let's talk about the victim.
You friendly with Eisendaler?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, Dr. Eisendaler, he almost never left his lab.
He afraid of somebody?
I think it had something to do with the air outside and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Grub Test Chief Engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different planetary gravitational fields. That kind of thing. One of the other engineers could tell you more.
Is this actually Defoe? Oh, it sounds like Defoe? A little bit, yeah. Well, let me tell you, this is kind of what I think about this, you know?
You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Not one of the employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces a strict dress code around here.
How did Eisendaler's moo-moo fit in?
Hey, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
How do I get in to see the big boss?
You don't, unless he wants to see you.
Okay. How do I make him want to see me?
Well, you could call his personal assistant.
Who is?
Don't know offhand.
Yeah, I get the picture.
Super useful.
You know anything about Tyrell's computer system?
Security is tight as a drum, if that's what you're asking.
Somebody tried to access restricted data from the terminal in Dr. Eisendaler's office.
But they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Tyrell keeps his files safer than he keeps his employees. I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. All right. So let's head back to the police station and check out this video footage. I like who's like... Whenever I go downstairs, I want you to note that in the dystopian future, you don't go downstairs by walking downstairs. You go downstairs like this. Because in the dystopian future, there is no room for leisurely holding the handrail, you know, carefully walking down step by step. Instead, you just... Oh, Anemoid Row. I forgot about that. We need to hit up Anemoid Row first. Right, exactly.
What's up? You know who deals in insects down here?
You don't want insects? They're no good companion. But fish. Fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
No, thanks. I got a dog at home.
Fish just as good as dog.
No, my dog is real.
Real? Oh, you must make lots of money.
Let's get back to insects. Official LPD business.
Down at end of Animal Row, you see big green sign? You try there.
I do
Good
see
luck
that.
with dog, friend. Hope he stays healthy.
She.
Yeah, I love this, you know, I love the sort of the consistency of it. And again, the rain, the effects, just lots of little details.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection.
Sure it is.
Person must have plenty money to obtain a collection.
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to try for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get Dragonfly jewelry. Then, you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
I'll do that.
You take care, chasing the dragon.
Oh, I will.
Might I interest you in a snake, noble one?
Not today, thanks. Does this badge mean anything to you?
I think they all ignore him. Let's see what we got over here. Disgusting. What's up, other guy? Bullet Runner Bob's Surplus.
Mấy giờ tôi phải tới đó?
Hawker's Circle, but we want to wait on that.
Does this badge mean anything to you?
Clearly not.
That a 45 blaster under your coat, or you just happy to be here?
You got good eyes.
They ought to be. They're the only organs of mine that survived the Phobos Wars intact.
Ray McCoy, Rep Detect.
Blade Runner, huh? How come I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty damn quick getting by Davy like that. He's the best in the business.
He'll be back on the job soon.
Sorry about that. Although I love my son, I figured we don't need to invite him immediately back. Okay. So, ammo.
You got any decent ammo for my piece?
You mean the good stuff? 'Cause I know them police-issue spitballs just don't cut it.
Not these days.
Yeah, I know how it is. If you want to drop a skin job, you need a little extra oomph. I got a few clips around here somewhere, if you got the chin yen for it.
Okay, let's have it.
Yeah. Good for dealing with replicants with babies.
You want to make it as a Blade Runner? You ought to do your own investigation.
He does. He actually really does like hummus and crackers. If I had crackers up here, he would have been like, hummus, crackers, and then he would have like sat on my lap, eaten crackers and hummus very calmly and thoughtfully, while watching me investigate a terrible murder. Which is why I just, you know. Is it possible to refrigerate something was never sure? I don't see why not. Only real issue with refrigeration comes if you unrefrigerate and then re-refrigerate something that can cause problems. I mean, like, repeatedly.
Jesus. Jesus. Jesus.
Jesus.
Get her down.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
You know it.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
All we need is this next to the guy, and it could be Jesus. Disgusting. And just be incredibly offensive by accident. All right. Good. I didn't notice that it tracks you when I went in there. Good gravy. All right. That's Hawker's Circle, right? All right. Let's hit that up.
Step up, step up. Mama Isabella cooked you something special. Put a glow in your cheek.
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions? They always need answers.
Yeah.
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisendaler at the Tyrell building?
Eisendaler. Oh, Eisendaler, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Right.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
So the guy went
He may
in
have
there
a little
obviously
trouble
knew that.
collecting. He's dead. That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only dirty chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
Well, I mean, listen, if the ladies, they be loving me, then, you know.
Thanks for your time.
All right, so obviously this guy, don't think she's lying, so. So I have to ask for the folks that are here, either Sevs or any of the other folks that were in here so far, how do you feel about, like, are there other things that you still, I know you mentioned the subtitles, but are there other things that you want to do for this edition, for this version? I mean, there are other plans in terms of other, like, elements that you'd like to add, or you pretty much, you've got the whole game over, and so, like, transferred over into this, and so you're good to go. I'm just curious, based upon the work that you did, if there was anything else that you plan to do. For example, one thing that struck me is graphic enhancement. You know, like a little bit of a finer stuff. Restored content. Yeah, that's right. I saw that. So what is that? What is the restored content? I'm not familiar with what that is. There's a bunch of unused content in the game. Ah, like Coder 2? Interesting.
I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
First one's on the house. The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
Interesting. It's work in progress, not graphics enhancement. Unused dialogue branches, reactions. Interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Coder 2.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
All right, well, I don't want to get drunk, so.
Does this badge mean anything to you?
All right. Okay, so now we're on the other side of it. Thank you, Irate Mastermind, for subscribing
Ông đó đang nhìn
with
mình.
Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Thanks for the resub. And no, Belly Alive, this is not a new game, but it is newly available to GOG.com. This is Blade Runner, famous game by Westwood Entertainment originally, and is now here available exclusively with us. And you can get it if you type an !game, and we would love to sell it to you. It is currently a whopping $9. 9 big ones. So
Ấy sao là mình cùng lớp?
Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ?
okay. What was I doing? I was going this way. Yeah, it's actually my affiliate link, as far as I know. It's supposed to be. Right, and there's this, the Runstetter thing. Yeah, okay. Those things are connected. Alright, now let's go back to the station. Westwood did that. Westwood did Lands of Lore, which I always loved, the Lands of Lore games. I always thought they were very underrated. Kind of got lost a little bit with games like Wizardry and Might and Magic, but similar type of game, style game. And Westwood and did that in other games too. It's a good studio. Command and Conquer, yep. Yeah, it was a good studio for a while. Yep, that's right, Dune, yep. We're going to go back and check this out. What's my favorite old point and click? Well, it's a good question. The one that I'm going to suggest is one that I kind of hate to suggest because, I mean, the game that I thought was the sort of most consistent experience for the most part was Loom, which I played a couple years ago, actually, which I played on my channel a couple of years ago, and I liked Loom a lot, which was LucasArts. The game that I thought was the most like, holy cow, was Myst. Myst was intensely frustrating, like intensely frustrating. Myst uses a lot of adventure game logic. Like, to get into a rocket ship, you have to like jump up and down, turn in place, and eat a hamburger. Like, I mean, it's just, there's no rhyme or reason to a lot of it. And I found that frustrating. And there were parts that were just completely kind of obscure. But I have to say that Myst, in terms of his atmosphere, was there just bar none. You felt like you were wandering around in this strange, mysterious universe. And I always found that really extraordinary. Myst was awesome. I've played Toonstruck on the recommendation of some people. And Toonstruck was fun. Again, Toonstruck had some of the like that logic also, but
Laboratory, mainframe, and shooting range.
Right, exactly, Integer, yeah. Okay, my boy isn't even here right now, so I'm gonna go back. Yeah. But see, I wouldn't mind that, Coven Guy. Like, that's kind of cool.
And shooting range.
Instead of the mainframe.
During his last election campaign, Governor Kolvig promised a bold new plan of action to clean up the worst regions of the highly toxic debris that surrounds our city, the so-called Kipple. Just how much progress has been made since then? We spoke to the governor just before his weekly meeting with the city council.
Our studies have shown that the Kipple's effect upon Los Angeles is minor. The radiation and toxic waste is contained in relatively small pockets, all miles distant from the city center. Nevertheless, cleaning things up out there is a worthwhile goal, especially with the thousands of specials living on the city fringes. For now, all I can say is that we're looking at several options, and I'm sure everyone will be pleasantly surprised by our final proposal.
Okay. Okay. I did play Riven. Yeah, and I agree with you. Riven was like that. It didn't have the same sense of wonder that Myst had. Maybe nothing could. Thank you, Bilal. But it was still, you know, very solid. Again, I liked those games. As frustrating as I found them, I just liked the kind of atmosphere of them.
Scanning video disk. One enhanceable image found. Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database.
All right, let's check it out, shall we?
Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
Okay. This guy. Enhance.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me, like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
Give me a hard copy of that.
Yep, and I'd already been to that one. I'll have to go back and check that out. I should have done this first and then gone to Anemoid Row, darn it.
Tyrell Grav Test Lab.
What's going on with you, crazy guy? Thank you, Alcoma. It is not very exciting. What is... Yep, definitely a gun. Thank you, Exo0, following GOGcom. I appreciate that very much. I'll be with you folks for about another 20 minutes or so as we continue to play this release stream of Blade Runner. Oh, I see one I gotta make sure that I enhance. But you will also get a chance to see our good friend Kildor of the Hill People. Kilgore Trout will be playing, hello doggy. Ooh, look at this.
The dog collar has a name on it.
Ricky.
Ricky, maybe?
Give me a hard copy of that.
Anyway, Kilgore is going to be playing a series of this. So if you like this and you're like, oh, I want to see more of it, you get a chance to see Kilgore try it out without having to work his usual magic that he has to do. Hansen. Okay. How about this? What's that? Hansen. Alright, so I'm going to have to go back to the Anemoid thing. Okay. Kildor the Barbarian. Kildor the Barbarian. Kildor the Barbarian. He's the trout who Kildor's the Barbarian. Kildor. Sorry. Yeah, you can zoom more than once for sure. He said, she said, he said, she said, he said. I don't think it's great if you do that because the good fiction generally has variety. So you have, you know, he said, she said. You often don't need dialogue tags. If you just have two people talking to each other, you can just, as long as you split, because you always have a new speaker with every new, you have a new paragraph with every new speaker. So as long as you do that consistently, everyone can keep up with what's happening. But it's usually a good idea to have them, you know, rubbed his chin, if he's sort of thinking about something. If she's kind of frustrated, rubs the back of her neck, kind of stares off into space. If she's bored, you can do little things like that. Then you can do a couple of he said, she said. Then you can do a couple of no dialogue tags at all. So doing stuff like that is really helpful to create variety.
Personal clue database.
Rub my chin.
Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Complete. Yep. Okay, so let's hit up Anemoid Row, shall we?
Roof. Ground floor.
Maybe I'll go to this guy first, actually. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. My dinner has arrived, brought to me by my beautiful other child, Little Arf. What? About an hour and 15 minutes. Love you, thank you, honey. Yes, we have got here salmon, one of my favorite food of all time, pesto pasta, cauliflower, kale, and a parsley salad. And that was my other, larger Arv. That was my other child, who is the light of my life and is a sweet, sweet, awesome kid. And just got done with her triumphant performance in Annie. The only thing she forgets to do is to close my door. But no, they're great kids. Both of them are. And they both have, the other thing I love about both of them is that they have a really great sense of humor. My son and my daughter, and they adore each other also. Like, my son is very much at the age where he's just like, want to do this too, want to do this. So everything his sister does, he wants to do. And so, yeah. You're from the land of pesto? Really? From the land of pesto. I would agree with Grand Admiral, with Steven Erikson. I met Steve at a conference that I attended where I was a panelist and he was too. And I saw him do a reading. And yeah, I like Malazan Book of the Fallen stuff is really good. What am I doing? I'm doing this.
Hey. Been pretty busy, haven't you, Slim?
Okay. So yeah, I'm impressed with this, folks. I think that this is really rock solid as a translation. Oh, he's not here.
We get a new weapons shipment?
Ooh, just got a little bit of a clue that I didn't even know we needed. What is this weapons shipment? Right.
The earring was shaped like an insect.
Most of the employees...
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Kingston Kitchen. The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
Factory bombing?
I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that Moonbus massacre last month.
They ever find the Moonbus?
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out in the Kipple.
That's the other thing, too, is that the randomness creates this sense that it's an organic experience and that it's not scripted in the same way that you might expect, which is really cool, too. Okay. All right, so I did that. So, Anemoid Row. Land down under my work. I come from the land down under, dun, 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 and full of thunder. I said, you're speaking my language. That's why I had a Vegemite sandwich. I come from the land down under. Okay. Oh, how about we do that faster? All right, let's head up Anemoid Row before we close up shop tonight, see if we can figure anything else out. Is that Anemoid Row? There's Anemoid Row. Chinatown. Monsters, Animals. My apartment. There's the Tyrell building again. Let's hit up Anemoid Row. All right, let's see if she's figured anything out. She probably has not. And then I gotta go back to the Kingston Kitchens.
Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course.
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic. What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Ah, Maggie, senor. It's perfect, is it not?
Yeah, I'll buy it.
It's kind of ugly, but you talk me through it.
I wonder if that means that she also makes, like...
You hear anything yet about that dragonfly jewelry, like what I showed you before?
No, senor.
Thank you, Nayapon.
My friend, he's asking for me. If you come back later,
Welcome in.
maybe I know something more.
Alright, I'll come back later. Alright, I want to go to that Kingston place anyway. Thank you, Nayapon. A lot of good subscriptions today. And, I think it was here, right? Who's this?
This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
Thanks for your time.
Well... Jeez. Yeah, maybe I gotta go back to my apartment. I don't really know... I guess I could go... I can track that... Wait.
Nothing even remotely interesting, but hell, if I was going to root through trash, my expectations weren't too high.
Alright.
Locked.
That doesn't work.
Interesting.
Alright, so... Alright. See what happens when I head back home to the apartment.
Xin hỏi cái chỗ cảnh sát ở đâu ạ?
Okay. In my apartment. That car's pretty slick. Okay. Unrealistic. No traffic, plenty of parking. Completely unrealistic. Actually, also
Your
check.
floor number, please.
Never went
Ground
down
floor.
there. Let's see what happened on the ground floor. Not very exciting. Flying cars in a smog-choked city. Indeed. Okay. Got a station over there. Oh. I didn't know I lived that close to the station. What the heck? Why am I bothering to fly there? I could just walk there. What the heck? It's like driving a block away.
Your floor number, please.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
Disgusting. Jesus, disgusting. Hey, Maggie. I'll tell you right now, if there's ever a sequence where anybody comes and gets vengeance on my dog, I'm going to go all John Wick on this game. Just telling you right now. Everyone drives everywhere in LA. It's more stylish.
Good doggy. Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Okay. It could be. He claims it's real, but a lot of people claim they have real things even when they don't. Ah, that music. Yeah, run the replicant. Do you like dog food? Just try to answer the questions, please.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Okay. Yeah. Is that his name, Frank Klepacki?
Your floor number, please.
Of course, part of the problem here is... I don't know. It's a good question. All right, the last thing I can think of to do is to go down to the lockup in the jail. Yeah, I don't know. What's making it is sci-fi, yes. That is clearly what's making it. Okay. What did I say? I was going to... not this, not this, not this. I was going to that. Go back to the Tyrell. I'm not sure why I would do that. That way you have both. It serves people who wish both physical and verbal satisfaction. Are you suggesting that sci-fi made a bad decision? I can't imagine. Thank you for the follow on my channel, Chaucer.
You keeping busy, pal?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
You keeping busy,
What's
pal?
amazing to me is not
Please leave me
Sharknado. What's
alone.
amazing to
My
me is that
migraine's acting up.
Sharknado made, and I'm not joking, 6 sequels. They have Sharknado 6 now. Think about that. I starred in Sharknado 6. How's that? How would that be for an acting credit? Lieutenant? Oh, wait.
What do you know?
Zero that would interest you, Detective.
The world of trolls and memes. All right,
Ground floor, mainframe, and shooting laboratory.
Avoid the laboratory back? No, he's not. Okay, well. How about...
Laboratory.
Just came from the
Mainframe and shooting range.
ground floor. Sharkalanche? I'm not familiar with the greatness known as Sharkalanche. Yeah. I swear to God, too, that entire cast of The Irishman looks like we're getting the band back together. Hey, it's you.
Can the department float me some chin yen? This investigation's getting expensive.
Look, this ain't on the department tab, okay? This is a personal loan.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
This goddamn city don't know how to manage funds. They've been flush for years.
I thought we were under budget.
Trust me, ain't nobody getting rich unless they're sneaking some on the side. Hell, I can barely pay for the fuel for my car.
Ever hear of public transportation?
Get out of here before I throw my desk at you.
The goons over at the Tyrell building wouldn't let me talk to their boss. Maybe you can set up a meeting.
Anyone else in that whole company who knows anything?
You and I both know it's a one-man show over there.
I'll give it a try, kid. I'll have to pull some strings, so don't go in there half-assed. Make sure you got some legit questions for the resident genius.
Appreciate it, Lieutenant.
All right.
Bryant on permanent vacation or what, Lieutenant?
He sends his regards from the hemorrhoid hospital. What's the good news?
fresh out, but I'm following up some leads.
Okay, good. So I actually got some new information. So we're going to hit this up. We're going to fly over to the Tyrell building, and then we're going to close up shop, I think. Normally I would be done before this, because normally we have somebody coming up at 7. But today I believe I am the last person on, closing out Tuesday. And so I can play a little bit, but only like a minute or two longer, because tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. on my channel, so 1 hour after I close up here, I will have my amazingly talented voiceover team, the Vocalists, who will be doing a Christmas Carol for you. So Christmas Carol is arguably my favorite, I think one of the best novellas ever written. It's beautifully written. The message is great. Charles Dickens is a great writer, etc. And these guys are really great. In fact, those of you who watched my playthrough of BattleTech on this channel may remember that the main bad guy the main bad guy is actually played by Trendane Sparks, who is a player, a friend, an RPG player on my campaign on my channel, a friend, and a voice actor who has done voice work for them and will be doing voice work for the Vocalist tonight. Plus 2 other very talented people, Zach Clay and GC Darkside Rob, both members of campaigns of mine and both excellent voice actors. So you will want to check it out. So please stop by if you get a chance. I love this sequence right here with the smokestacks. Yeah, look at this. That's right. So iconic. Right from the movie. Right from the film. Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it?
The owl or the view?
Both.
The view's amazing. The owl, well, artificial things never did that much for me.
It's a flawless replica. We used a real one as a model.
Owls are extinct. Who told you the model was real?
Dr. Tyrell?
He's wrong, or lying. Check your Sydneys.
Eldon wouldn't make up something like that.
You're Tyrell's assistant?
Yes, I'm Rachel. Dr. Tyrell is very busy. I'm fully familiar with all Tyrell operations.
He does know I'm a cop, right? Blade Runner unit?
Dr. Tyrell has already met with one Blade Runner today and has important business to attend to. Your department should coordinate its efforts better.
Yeah, but...
Exactly, Saber.
You may speak to me or you may leave. I can't offer you any other choices.
Fair enough. I wanted to ask about Marcus Eisenduller.
I can't tell you who killed him if that's what you're asking.
We've already got a suspect. What I want to know is why the killer would be interested in replicant DNA information.
That's a stupid question.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Your suspect is obviously a replicant, a very dangerous one.
It sounded like her.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human. Isn't Dr. Tyrell pushing to make it legal to use rep labor to clean up the kipple?
Are we here to discuss corporate policy or Marcus Eisenduller's murder?
A little of both. You heard about the Moonbus hijacking? Yeah, I guess you would have. 50 people dead.
You can't blame...
I'm surprised you aren't out doing spin control. The public gets nervous when your pets wander around the city without a leash.
Replicants aren't pets.
Right. Pets live longer and don't go around killing people.
There are safeguards in the design.
Yeah, I've seen the data. Implanted memories, a 4-year lifespan. I'd probably get a little crazy too, but I don't think I'd start killing people.
Wouldn't you?
As I explained to Mr. Deckard earlier, I've given the Nexus 6 model a past. I've given it the purity and innocence of childhood.
Ah, Tyrell.
And all the joy and despair that comes with a real existence.
Biggest glasses in the history of recorded
That's
time.
hardly a death sentence. That's life.
I thought you weren't meeting with any more Blade Runners today.
Well, I decided to make an exception. Mr. McCoy, isn't it? You do understand the need for the Nexus 6 to have an identity.
Not really. No. I do see why a replicant who has an identity would want to steal Eisendoller's
Yeah, it sounded
files.
like him too.
Please, enlighten me.
They want more life.
Indulge
They're
me.
wasting their time.
Indulge me.
They're gonna come for you, just like they came for Eisendoller.
I have nothing to fear from any of my children. I tell them all exactly what I told you. Have I given you what you came here for?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Then if you'll excuse me, I have a stockholder meeting to attend.
Such great style. And yeah, for sure, Saber. I love it. Such great, great style. All right, folks. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for me for today. And man, it was a great pleasure to be able to do this. And I want to congratulate again, the fine people doing this work from the Scum VM team that put this on to Scum VM. You guys did a wonderful job. You know, it's rock solid. No crashes, plays beautifully, and it's all there. You know, it's a lot of fun to see. And as I say, again, it's unusual to have a situation where you get one kind of major source material, and then you get iconic book, iconic film, and an iconic game that are all their own different thing, and yet still sort of represent that, you know, like what they were doing there. So I think it was really, really neat to actually get a chance to see it, and I hope you folks enjoyed it as much as I did. And again, if you liked this game and you want to see it, first of all, if you want to buy it, it's $8.99. It's 10% off. $9 right now. You can get it on GOG.com, so you should go over and do that. Use my link that you can see in there, that one that was just listed up there recently, that Echo just posted. And also, if you want to see the more of it being played, you should check out what I may actually do as well, which is to watch Kilgore playing it. And I think, Kilgore, if you're still here, you're playing this starting Thursday? Is that right? When you're starting your series of this, I believe? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Thursday. And the nice thing about it on Thursday, yeah. And I mean, the nice thing about it is it's playable, multiply playable. You know, you can get multiple endings. There's just many different ways to play. You just heard Darksaber talking to me about the fact that he met one of those guys in a totally different place than I met them. So there's different things that can happen. But either way, it was a lot of fun. I tried to do it justice. And it's a great work. So I'm glad I got the chance to do it. And thank you to the devs for checking it out. And thank you to all of you for being here, because we had a really wonderful turnout today. Next week, I will be back here on GOG for Pen and Pixels, and I will be doing more of another amazing game called Return of the Obra Dinn. That will be happening next week. And then I believe I'm doing that next week. And then I've also got coming up on that session, I believe I've got Jedi Fallen Order, which is going to be happening because I'm going to watch me some Star Wars Rise of Skywalker on Friday. I hope it's good. But that's going to be happening coming up then. Also on Friday on my channel, I have got some Esper Genesis, which is my tabletop role-playing game. Not mine, it is a game that I play on my channel, a space opera tabletop role-playing game with a really amazing group. If you liked this and you want to get a sense of that, but even further into space, you like Star Wars, Mass Effect, stuff like that, you'll definitely want to check that out on Friday. And then Saturday on my channel, D&D with Infinity and Beyond, doing our Curse of Strahd campaign, which should be awesome. No, that's okay, Coven. I don't want to do that because technically it's not all of mine. So that's the deal with me. But Oh, thank you, Mila. I'm glad, and I'm glad for so many people who were so nice about this. I was a little unsure because I'm like, I don't want people to be like, no, you do it this way, but it was great. So you folks were wonderful, as Chad always does. We had a wonderful turnout, and yeah, so I will see you folks hopefully tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for A Christmas Carol on my channel with the amazing our vocalist. You will not want to miss that. And then next on Friday, I will be back on my channel with Esper Genesis, and then next week right back here for GOG and Pen and Pixels with some Return of the Obra Dinn. That's going to be it for me, though. Thank you to everybody here for doing that. Thank you so much to everyone who subbed tonight. Thank you so much to those who gave away subs, including Coven Guy and Dialad, I got it right that time, and everybody else. Thank you all so much. Thank you as well to the devs for stopping in and saying hi. And most of all, thank you to GOGCOM for getting this, and thank you to all those tireless people behind the scenes that did the work for that. And thank you to Pyronjade for asking me to be the one who did the release stream. I was honored to do it, and it was a great time, and I'd love to do other things like this in the future. But that's going to be it for me. I'll see you folks hopefully over on my channel in a little less than an hour, or back here next Tuesday for more Pen and Pixels. Until then, everyone be good to each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Oh, and tomorrow, Darksaber in the morning. I forgot about that. Excuse me. That's really important. You want to be back here for Darksaber 2, so don't forget about that. Mark your calendars. And now, goodbye, everyone. I'll catch you soon. Bye.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.